Hey witches, welcome back to my channel, Over the Hedge with the Wyld Wytch. For this video, I'm going to make spirit communication incense. Excuse me. If you are going to make this on Samhain, that's great. If you want to make it beforehand, say for instance you want to make it on the new moon, then charge it on the full moon. But you want to do so in the hour of Mercury. If you make this blend any other time, if you want to use it not on Samhain, that's perfectly fine. You can make it whenever you want to. I would just make it on a Wednesday when Mercury is ruling. Now, if you have to make it, on a day besides Wednesday, just try to figure out when Mercury is ruling for that particular hour of that day. Usually, each planet will rule in the morning, 1 hour in the morning and 1 hour in the nighttime. So all you have to do is a little bit of figuring to figure out when, and it's also good to do this during the waxing moon, new moon, full moon. But again, I know sometimes we can't wait. We have to go ahead and make it, right when we need it. So if that's the case, that's perfectly fine. I would just, try to use the hour of Mercury like I mentioned. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and get started making this. As you can see, I have an orange and a black candle, and I've got this chunk of amethyst cluster right there. Alright, so the first thing that you're going to need is myrrh, and we're going to use 1 teaspoon of myrrh, and I'm adding it to this blend to enhance psychic awareness and focus. And what I want to focus on is divination for past life. That's not full enough. Divination for past life, and just communicating with spirits in general. I hope that y'all can understand me. Well, I know it's hard to understand me. For one, I'm country as hell, but I've had a little summer cold, so I hope that you can understand me. Alright, so again, that's 1 teaspoon of myrrh. Okay, next we're going to add 1 teaspoon of Eyebright. And we're adding the Eyebright to calm the mind, to increase psychic abilities. And I'm sorry if y'all hear that noise. Somebody is printing something. So we want to do 1 teaspoon Eyebright. Again, to calm the mind and increase psychic abilities. Now you can put your intention, energy into this. Each ingredient, or you can wait and do it at the end. Is completely up to you how you want to do this. Alright, the next ingredient that you want to add is rosemary. And I'm adding rosemary to this blend for protection from the spirits that may, try to harm us. We want to make sure that we're good and protected. So I'm doing 1 teaspoon rosemary. And rosemary, I love using rosemary for protection. You know what? I'm just going to add all of that because that was barely over 1 teaspoon. It wasn't much, just a little. Alright, the next ingredient I'm adding to this blend is wormwood. And I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of wormwood. And I'm adding wormwood to the blend for psychic power and to enhance prophecy and divination. Alright, the next ingredient I'm adding is 1 teaspoon of Mugwort. Well, you know, Mugwort is, it all sticks together. So if you add a little bit more than a teaspoon or a little less, that's okay. But I'm adding it to the blend to aid in scrying, and to aid in, well, not just scrying, all types of divination. You know, you can use this for all types of divination. So we're going to use it to aid in divination, astral work, and as a psychic strengthener. Alright, the next ingredient, I'm going to do half a teaspoon of sandalwood. And the reason I'm adding this sandalwood is because it's going to raise our vibrations like through the roof. It's going to make them very, very, very high high vibrations, and it helps us to commune with spirits. Okay, the next ingredient I'm adding is lavender, and we're gonna add 1 teaspoon of lavender. And I add the lavender to enhance our intuition for all types of divination. So the next ingredient is jasmine, and we're going to add 1 teaspoon of jasmine, and I add it to enhance contact with the spirit realm. Now remember, on these ingredients, you can change them up. You can add whatever you want, subtract, you know, what you don't want to use. You know, what I use in here, it's whatever, you know, you feel drawn to use. Okay, I'm going to mix these up with my hands. And while I do this, I'm going to push my energy into it and put the intention of what I want this blend, you know, for. So give me just a second to do this. Okay, now I'm going to add the essential oils. And the first oil I'm adding is Clary Sage. And I'm adding Clary Sage to aid in divination, and for our intuition. It's going to help strengthen our intuition. So it's also good for clairvoyance. So I'm going to add 3 drops of Clary Sage. Alright, the next thing I'm going to add is sage, and I'm going to add 3 drops of sage. And this is to protect us from any spirits that may want to harm us, any negative entities. This will help with that. It's also going to help with communication. So we add 3 drops. Alright, and the last essential oil that I'm going to add is patchouli. And I'm adding patchouli because for me, patchouli is great to contact or to make connection with the other world. It is one of my absolute favorites to connect me with the other world. So I use it a lot in my head writing blends. So we're going to add 3 drops of it. I'm not very patient. Okay. Now after that's done, I'm going to stir this up so I blend the essential oils in with every bit of the dry ingredients. And while I do this, I'm going to put my intention in it. So whatever you want this, whatever you want your blend to do, so whatever you want to manifest, you want to go ahead and envision that already happening. So for this blend, we want it for spirit communication. So we want to already see, us using this and, being able to communicate with whomever you're trying to, contact with or make contact with. You want to see that taking place, like it's already happened. It worked out. Feel your emotions, like how you feel when you make contact with those spirits. Push all of that energy into it. It smells good. Okay guys, that's it. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you do like it, I hope that you will give it a thumbs up, share it with whoever you would like to share it with. And if you want to see another video for a Samhain recipe, then make sure to click that little notification bell. When I get finished with this one, I'm going to record one other video, and that's going to be my spell wax melties, and I'm doing the blend for Samhain. So make sure you stay tuned for that. And if you do not have the time, or you just don't want to make anything for Samhain, then I will have my Samhain boxes on our website by next week. I hope to have them posted ready for purchase by the 10th of next week. So make sure that you check them out. I'm going to try to have 3 different options. I know for sure 2. I already have those completed. So I do believe that I will have 3 though. And the reason it's going to take a little while to get them posted is because I will use the new moon will be the last time I can finish up everything by the new moon. So yeah, if you're interested, check out our website, earthsrangetrading.com. And until next time, fly high, witches. Peace, homies.